So one day there was this young boy and his father had just given him $1 and he went out into the neighborhood to play. And he ran into one of his friends and he showed him the crisp dollar bill his dad just gave him, and his friend was like, "Hey, I'll trade you these 2 quarters for that $1 bill." And the boy said, "Well, 2 is more than 1, so that has to be a good trade." And so he traded. And he kept playing in the neighborhood. He ran into another friend and he told his friend about the great deal he just made. And his friend said, "Hey, well, I'll trade you 5 nickels for those 2 quarters. And so he made another trade. And he was on top of the world when he ran to his last friend to tell him one more time about the deals he just made. And his last friend said, "Hey, well, I'll give you 15 pennies for those 5 nickels. And he's like, "Wow, just think I started off with 1 and I'll end up with 15. Definitely." So he traded again. And when he got home, he was so full of excitement. He couldn't wait to tell his dad what he'd done. And he's like, Dad, I traded that silly $1 you gave me, and I actually ended up with 15 pennies. And he said, "Son, don't you understand? You traded the thing that was most valued for that which doesn't count as much. And though you have more of it, it's actually worth less." And the funny thing is that story plays out so often in all of our lives, where we'll trade our integrity to finally be seen or complimented by certain people, or for wealth, or for fame, where we'll trade time with our friends and families in order to try to impress the crowds of people we don't truly know or care about. We trade the things that truly matter and we truly value for that which just simply doesn't count. And so today I urge you to do the opposite, to be willing to hold on to the few. Pareto's law tells us that 80% of the outputs in our life come from 20% of the inputs. So I want you to focus back in on things like self-love, service, generosity, and being positive. And I believe if you do those things, that you'll end up with far more than you bargained for. Learn and grow strong.